Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Cooper, and hey, who keeps turning up the saturation? Yep, today I will be reviewing 21 Pilots' brand new album, Scaled and Icy, complete with the tagline, Feel the Saturation. This album is an upbeat blend of synth and drum-riddled pop, hard-hitting rap verses, and reflective looks into identity and escapism. For some context, Scaled and Icy is a follow-up to vocalist Tyler Joseph and drummer Josh Dunn's 2018 album, Trench. As stated in Trench's lore, a man named Clancy, along with everyone else in the fictional city of Dima, is being persecuted by a dictatorial theocracy known as Bishops, or the Niners. This group is led by Nicholas Bourbaki, more commonly known as Nico. Throughout Trench, Clancy is trying to escape the clutches of Nico and the Niners, inspiring a group of rebels called Banditos to escape Dima and head true east, towards Trench, a place of refuge from which the album gets its name. We pick up Scaled and Icy with Clancy being captured by the Bishops, and Tyler and Josh being forced to make an album completely under Dima's control. This is revealed to us through a hidden detail in the music video for Christmas Saves the Year, in which a present in the background has a tag that reads, "Psy is propaganda." When this video came out, fans were flipping their about whatever this could possibly mean. But now we know that Psy is an acronym for Scaled and Icy, and this album is Dima propaganda. In fact, the title Scaled and Icy is actually an anagram for Clancy is dead, which he most certainly is not. Yet despite this, Tyler Joseph writes songs to his fellow Banditos, inspiring themes of escapism, fighting themselves, and not letting the Bishops clamp down on their identities. Now of course, Banditos and Bishops are fictional characters that Tyler sings about, but they actually represent something much bigger. Banditos can also refer to fans of the band and those struggling with mental turmoil, while Nico and the Niners are corporeal representations of one's anxieties, self-doubt, and negative emotions. In their 2015 album Blurryface, Nico went under a different name, that being Blurryface, and he was more of an entity than a physical form. While he has become more human-like and seemingly stronger in both the Trench and Scaled and Icy albums, so have Tyler and Josh, as well as everyone else fighting against him and his allies. Though the Trench storyline is not yet over, it is plain to see that these physical representations of negativity are simply obstacles that we all can overcome. With all of that context out of the way, let's get into the actual review. I should probably preface this by saying that 21 Pilots is my favorite band, as you can probably see, so my review may not be the most impartial. Yet, I should also mention that I am reviewing each song on Scaled and Icy based on its musical excellence, lyrics, overall sound, and appeal to fans. So, not only am I taking the music into account, but also how I see each song as a fan of the rock duo since 2015. Anyway, let's get started with the first song on the album, Good Day. With its chipper sound and use of triplet notes in the chorus, this is a solid start to the album. Like a pretty hefty handful of other 21 Pilots songs, this one sounds super happy and easygoing, but its lyrics actually represent one of the stages of grief. At one point, Tyler sings, "Lost my job, my wife and child, homie just sued me." And yet, he acts like everything is completely fine and he's having a good day. This is similar to what's said in Not Today from the Blurryface album, complete with the line, "Listen, I know, this one's a contradictor because of how happy it sounds, but the lyrics are so down." All around though, I like this song. The second song is Choker, which sounds like the perfect blend of 21 Pilots' first album and where they stand as artists today. Complete with a darkly melodic chorus and a final rap verse at the end that reminds fans like myself of their origins, specifically Taxicab off their original self-titled album. Immediately following that is Shy Away, the first single that released to promote Scaled and Icy. It has a sort of late 70s to mid 80s synth pop sound, with some well-done drums from Dunn and top-notch vocals from Joseph. As I've learned, Shy Away actually turned a handful of 21 Pilots fans away from the new album, out of fear that it would be too radio-friendly and too pop for their tastes. Though I would argue that 21 Pilots has really always been a pop group, I don't really see this as a bad thing. If anything, the duo is happier than they've ever been, and that's plainly seen in songs like Shy Away. Tyler is happily married with an adorable daughter, and Josh is happily married to former Disney Channel star Debbie Ryan. As someone who grew up watching Jessie and Sweet Life on Deck while majorly crushing on Debbie Ryan, let me just say, good for him. Oh no. Oh no. The banger alarm is going off. I repeat, the banger alarm is going off.
Oh my God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm.
What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure?
Stay calm!
Wait.
Everybody calm down!
Yep, song number 4, The Outside, is a total banger and probably my favorite on the whole album. It's full of some really positive and self-loving vibes, some of the most unique bars Tyler has ever rapped, lyrics I really like, and a beat that makes you want to nod your head along, as the lyrics suggest, and dance. I would recommend this one not only to fans of the band, but also those who just simply want a song that makes them feel good. After the Outside is Saturday, which I would in all truth say is the weakest song on the album, and probably one of the weakest songs the duo has ever made. That's not to say it's bad though, just not all that particularly special or memorable. Most of its lyrics are rather bland, talking about partying on the weekend like countless other pop songs discuss. The sound is certainly catchy and can easily get stuck in your head, but it's really nothing all that different or revolutionary. It is also a pretty happy song, so it's definitely something I'd listen to if I'm in a good mood. Maybe one could argue that Saturday's lack of flavor comes from the storyline that Dima forced 21 Pilots to create a somewhat generic song, as there are still a couple lines in there that seem true to 21 Pilots' typical style, but it's really not their best work despite being pretty far from bad in my opinion. Next up is Never Take It. This one is really growing on me. When I first heard it, I thought it was good, but not great. Now that I've listened to the album a couple times, I think this one really is great. It feels like an anthem, particularly a motivational anthem from the mid-80s to very early 2000s. I don't really know what else to compare it to, except for that it sort of feels like very early pop punk combined with modern pop. Think if Imagine Dragons' two albums that don't suck, I'm talking Night Visions and Smoke and Mirrors for reference, had a baby with Third Eye Blind and their godfather was We're Not Gonna Take It by Twisted Sister. I know that's a really weird comparison, but it makes sense in my mind. I don't know, I'm just a major music nerd, so maybe I'm just blathering. Oh well. Song number 7, Mulberry Street. Like Never Take It, this one has grown on me significantly. So much so that this is probably in my top 6 or 7 songs on the album at this point. My favorite part of this song is how well the lyrics flow and how well Tyler hits them. Every time I hear him sing, "Keep your sunny days," a terrible voice by the way, I'm sorry, but just that set of lyrics, it's just instant serotonin. I wish I could play a clip of it, but, you know. Formidable is next. This one is nice and all, but it just doesn't stand out to me that much. Like Saturday, it's not my favorite and probably wouldn't be on my regular 21 Pilots rotation, but it's still a solid song all around. The meaning of this song is still up for debate, which I think is the most significant aspect of it. Some are saying it's about Tyler writing to Josh about how he naturally has fears about him and how Josh views Tyler, while others argue it's about how he constantly wants to please some of the more bitter of his fans, yet is sometimes awestruck by all the amazing things the more positive fans can do. I actually thought it was written about his daughter Rosie, and how he's scared to be a new father but is amazed by how quickly she learns and grows. Perhaps it's a combo of all three of these theories, or neither of them. And that ambiguity will always be interesting to me. Song 9 is really stellar. With a title like Bounce Man, I already expected this song to be really interesting and different. I thought it might be along the lines of other odd titles by the band, such as Lane Boy, Pet Cheetah, Ode to Sleep, Isle of Flightless Birds, Taco Bell Saga, or Coconut Sharks in the Water. Those are all real songs by the way, and if you want to laugh, just look up those last two. Turns out it was just about as unique as any of those other ones. Bounce Man almost sounds like a song you'd sing around the campfire while roasting some weenies and marshmallows, you being eaten alive by mosquitoes while your friend flirts with all the girls he'll never see again. Not like I'm speaking from experience or anything. It's very harmonic and sort of twangy. I would honestly really like to hear this song played with a banjo. It's not really a folk, country, or Americana song, but it feels like it could very easily become one. If you've ever seen the movie Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? It sounds like a mixture of I Am a Man of Constant Sorrow and Big Iron by Marty Robbins, but with a modern spin. Now, the second to last song on the album. Holy sh**! Yeah, No Chances is an absolute work of art. With a dark chorus sung in low voices by what appear to be the Bishops, this song is probably the biggest example of Dima propaganda on the album. Nico and the Niners are looking down on the Banditos, telling them that there is no escape. But there appear to be a few tongue-in-cheek rebellious lines in the song. As in the album's storyline, Tyler has to be subtle to convey messages to his fellow Banditos. I'm a firm believer that every 21 Pilots album needs their hype kicker song. For their self-titled album, that's probably Isle of Flightless Birds, but some could argue it might be Trapdoor or even Aircatcher. For regional at best, that's Kitchen Sink, despite it being somber and a little slower for much of the song. For Vessel, that's Ode to Sleep. For Blurry Face, that's both Heavy Dirty Soul and Lane Boy. For Trench, that's Pet Cheetah, and for Scaled and Icy, it's undoubtedly No Chances. The way this song is orchestrated just gives me goosebumps every single time I hear it. I think if I played baseball, which I don't because I'm clumsy as hell, so major props to those that both have the athletic ability to play baseball and the patience for it. This would be a top contender for my walk-up song. And last but not least, Redecorate. This song is just gorgeous and the perfect non-saturated reflective closer to an album with heavy pop motifs and a saturated theme, even in spite of how clever some of the song's lyrics may be. Its subject matter is super sad though. Tyler revealed to Apple Music that it comes from friends of his who lost their son, and were questioning whether to keep his room the way it was or redecorate it. He took this gut-wrenching story and applied it to a metaphor, questioning whether one should keep their past hardships quote-unquote on display as a reminder of where they got to where they are today, or change things up to reflect how they've progressed. I like this song a lot, and I think the message of it is definitely very powerful. All in all though, this is a really good album. Not everything on it is the best they could have done, but I still think it's everything I wanted it to be and more. As a result, I am going to give this album an astounding 97 out of 100. Compare this to my score of 95 out of 100 for Song Machine by Gorillaz. While I do think that Song Machine is a more expansive project than Scaled and Icy, with so much heart and soul put into it, there are a couple songs on there that really aren't that good. Scaled and Icy, on the other hand, while having a few songs that are just kinda average, is in my opinion holistically a better work than Song Machine. So I'm going to stand by that review. If you don't want to listen to this entire album, I mean it's not that long, it's only like 36 minutes I think, but I would still say that my top 5 songs in no particular order are The Outside, No Chances, Shy Away, Bounce Man, and Redecorate. I can't wait to see what this band does next, but for now, I am more than satisfied with Scaled and Icy. Thank you all so much for watching. As you can tell, I'm back from college. I am in my actual room now for the next couple months, so expect a review or 2, maybe 3, this summer in this room. I will no longer be back in that dorm room ever again, and honestly that's sad to think about, but it's nice to see that I've progressed. Yeah, I also started work, so don't expect a new video every week or whatever. I kind of just make these videos whenever I feel like it. So yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and as always, stay groovy.